Hey everyone, happy
holidays!
Woo! Happy New
Woo!
Year! We've got bells in tow and you can hear the music behind us and we're wearing our festive gear and all that good stuff.
And we got our Santa. This is how our Santa on the beach on the West Coast dresses.
Yeah.
And just for a little background music, we have a singing candle.
I know. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Look at it.
Look,
you can see the candle.
Yeah,
And
it sings.
it's making them. It's doing all this.
Yeah, bless my mother's heart up in heaven. She got that for me like, I don't know, 10 years ago. So anyways.
Who knew?
Who knew? You know what? I'll blow it out because I know it's gonna get too much. I just had to show
Can you reach
everybody.
it? I know.
Can you reach it?
Yeah.
Wait, here.
Wait, we just blow. Okay.
Oh,
see.
There we went.
There you go. Now
Okay,
you know.
there you go.
It
Okay.
really was the candle.
But we're gonna keep our Santa right here with us. So.
Right.
Oh, so anyways, hope you all are having a great season, holiday season, and able to spend time with the people that you really want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, enjoy the season.
And we've got some updates for you as always. First thing I want to do is, you know that we did our annual survey at the end of the year, which we do at the close of every year. And we just wanted to get back some of the results to you so that you have an idea that yes, we really do look at the results and we know what's going on. If you didn't get a chance to take a look at the survey, this will give you some feedback on what we found out from people that had replied. Couple of things. One of the things that we see all the time, no matter what survey we put out, when we ask you about your membership and what you value about the Blue Thong Society, what we always hear back is, and I'm just reading from the report here, you can see we got a real life printout, meeting new people, getting together with friends, and the charity and philanthropic work. We also asked a specific question regarding the good works, if they were very important to you, and that was one of the highest ranking scores. So obviously, yeah, our philanthropic, that's a real driver for the Blue Thong. That's why you join our organization, maybe versus other organizations, because of those three things, and especially the philanthropic. Some of the other stuff we found out, we're using a lot of social media. Our members, like everybody, the whole public, everybody's moving towards social media. You know, when you think about it, everybody has some type of a smartphone device, an iPad, an iPod, BlackBerry, a laptop. You've got some kind of mobile device because technology is moving in that direction. We know you guys are busy people. You're out and about. You're working. You're taking care of kids or older adults or,
Our
parents.
demographic, our demographic
Is
encompasses
huge.
everybody,
It's huge, very, very wide.
And it's taken us about 5 to 6 years to come to really look at, okay, you know what, conclusion that we, some of our gals are still going to school, some went back to school, some are still, raising children, working full time. Maybe taking care of parents. So our demographic is super busy,
Right.
and we understand that.
Yep, which is why we're seeing some trends, towards social media. And you did report back on the survey that you're in social media. Some of you are in it every few hours, at least once a day.
And we
So
know
it's
who
very
you
busy.
are.
Now we can see. Now, one of the things that we did find that was really interesting, as much as you're into social media, you're not necessarily hitting the Blue Thong Facebook page as much, which we thought was really interesting. So we're going to really encourage you, since you're into social media a lot anyway, which you stated here on the survey, go to the Facebook page and like us on Blue Thong. That actually is becoming a hub of communication, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. But you're going to find that over 2013, I think that area is going to really, really grow. So go there if you haven't already and like us on Facebook, because that's where you're going to find a lot of current information, which kind of makes sense with one of the other questions that we asked is, how often do you guys go to the Blue Thong website? Not very often. You go there when you register to become a new member, and you really don't go there too much except maybe to check our merchandise. But outside of that, and that's kind of normal because websites are pretty static. They don't change all the time, whereas our Facebook page changes every second. We're getting postings of what you're doing in your charities, what fun events you're doing with your chapters. We're getting pictures on there all the time, awards, everything that's going on in your chapter is being posted on that Facebook page.
And it virally goes out to how many?
It goes out to about 550,000 friends of fans.
Yeah.
So that's the best way for people to know what's going on with your chapter, what you're going on, the kinds of things that you're doing for your community. that's the best way to get it out there, is through the Facebook page. So we're going to talk more about social media with some of the other things that we found out, but we just wanted to let you know that, yeah, we look at the results.
We do.
Check out those surveys and we listen to what you're telling us. So.
And just one really quick addition to that. We also found that you still like getting together. You know, even though everyone is super busy,
Chapters.
You still like to get together with your Bluethong sisters and get together, you know, at your chapter events, meetings, how often you guys get together. So, you know, we see that we're following our tagline, you know, good fun, good friends, good works, you know, so, you know, we're excited about that. But, you know, kind of just tagging on to what Peggy said, you know, so we're really starting in 2013, we're going to focus more on communicating with you all through Facebook. That's why it is so important to, you know, make sure your members, your guests like us on Facebook. It's so easy. Just go to our website. There's an icon in the upper right hand corner. Click on that. It takes you right to our Facebook page. Like us. They're in the loop, and because I have to tell you, this is part of what some of the, not, I don't want to say changes, but part of the evolution of what we're doing. We have to stay on that bandwagon, and that bandwagon is social media. So, you know, we're really encouraging everyone, because come June of next year, we're no longer going to have constant contact. Maybe a small portion of people even open up our constant contact. It's crazy for us to spend time on that. So our communication realm, I guess, or channel is going to be Facebook, Twitter. We're also going to be ramping up our Pinterest page. You know, we've been approved earlier this year, but never really used it. We found that a lot of women use Pinterest, so we're going to be building and ramping that up. Our YouTube, we're going to be putting our YouTubes also on Facebook, so that all the people out there can see crazy things that we do,
and our antlers and you know, whatever.
Exactly. So we'll be updating you through that. We will always have the website as a home base. We have to, simply because, you know, of our BTS merchandise, also for our corporate sponsors, for new members. So just know that we'll always have our website. So, you know, as you know, in 2000, well, real quick, I want to scoot back. Good Works. I want to talk about that real quickly. I will be sending out this week the Good Works template and the guidelines. We are now, instead of you guys mailing it to us, you know, the complete survey on your Good Works, we want you to post it on Facebook. Okay, so you'll get the template to just an outline of what you need to do. You'll get the guidelines as well as to what you can put in there, and then post it so that over 550,000 people see all the good works that we are all doing and that you are all doing. So I want to make sure you're aware of that. I'll send out another reminder in January, but I want you guys to start working on it and getting them up there, because January is the month that we use to post the good works. So I want you all to know that. As you know, in 2010, we made all the current members lifetime members. So what that meant was they no longer paid any type of renewals. That represented over 4,000 of our population. And, you know, it's been, you know, our membership continues to grow, but if we've got, you know, over 4,000, which represents a huge population of our membership not paying any dues, it's challenging. It's very challenging.
We've noticed that, you know, our membership has shifted. On paper, we're not necessarily seeing more new members, if you will, and our renewals, you know, in 2010 or 2011, we reinstated yearly renewals, and we're not seeing a whole lot of those renewals coming back to us. So membership has shifted. Again, there's good news though, because like we stated, we're growing by leaps and bounds on our social media, not just our Facebook, but our Twitter also, and our YouTube. Mm-hmm. So that's the trend that we're seeing. You know, like I said, we know you're busy. You know, you're working, you're doing all kinds of things. You're using your technology to access what's going on through social media. So we're going to try and meet your needs and the trends where you guys are headed. We're going to be there too. So, but because of that, we're going to be making some choices and some decisions regarding, you know, how we communicate with you and what's a better way to keep in touch with our members. And one of the things that we're going to be doing, Mary Jo's about to chat.
No, starting in January in 2013, we're going to be asking the lifetime members for a voluntary contribution. And for those of you that have run an organization, for those of you that have a business or have any idea what it takes to run a business, it takes funds to do so. And our sponsors, they have all tightened up on their sponsorship dollars. In the last 2 years, it's been very, very minimal, simply because they have not had the funds to do so. So you'll be getting a notice. All the lifetime members will be getting a notice in January, just to see if there can be any type of voluntary contribution made to Blue Thong Society to continue our good works and be able to continue the organization.
Yep.
So
thank you for that, and
Yeah.
watch for that.
Watch for it.
And I guess that's the killer thing.
That's the killer thing. But you know what? Just a real quick update on the conference.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
don't want to lose that.
Yeah,
because that
we're
has
packed.
been huge.
We're packed. I mean, we're
booked to
that's
the
it.
gills.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can't take, we're just like we're done.
Yeah, we have a waiting list for those rooms that may open up or our block. Right now, Club Med is telling us that we do not have any more rooms to add to our block. So right at this point, we have 82 people attending, which is huge, and we're very excited about that. If there are any rooms that are opening up, we will definitely let you know. And again, we'll let you know that through our Facebook page. So having said all of that, here's 2012 has been awesome. Met so many more members, all our New Orleans gals at this conference this year, and it's just been awesome. So we appreciate you and love you, and looking forward to 2013. And
It's going to be a great year.
Great year.
A lot of really good stuff coming.
Yeah.
We did our annual retreat. We looked at we looked at how 2012 played out, and kind of where we're at, and made the plans for 2013, and we're so looking forward to it. So join us. Get on Facebook if you haven't already, because that's again the best way that you can keep track of what we're up to.
yeah. So Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone!
Yay!
Enjoy! Woohoo! 2012 and 2013. We're looking forward to it.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.